I mean, even just within the national security sphere, what else do we know they're doing? Well, it's also involved the president installing a Star Wars bar scene full of really weird dudes in senior roles at the Pentagon and the National Security Agency, including a new guy he's just put in charge of policy at the Pentagon who says that President Obama is a terrorist leader. He's also put not one, not two, but three different guys who were at the heart of that whole thing where Trump said Obama wiretapped Trump Tower. Right? Three junior staffers who made up that whole debacle are now the chief of staff at the Pentagon, the top legal counsel at the National Security Agency, and the intelligence chief at the Pentagon. And that last guy, all of 34 years old, who is now the intelligence chief at the Pentagon, who was seen as too nuts for even the Trump administration at one point and was forced out of the National Security Council job he had in the Trump White House after he got caught trying to sell all that nonsense about how Obama was doing the wiretapping and the unmasking scandal and all that other made-up nonsense. He was literally laughed out of even the Trump administration, but they brought him back and after the election installed him as intelligence chief at the Pentagon. He's also, at the same time now, the acting assistant secretary of defense for special operations and low-intensity conflict. Did I mention he is 34 years old? I should also mention that the new guy Trump just installed after the election as defense secretary unilaterally changed the structure of the military so that special operations, like, you know, Navy SEALs, right? Special operations now report directly to the civilian leadership at the Pentagon, which means specifically that U.S. military special operations now report specifically to this kid. This 34-year-old guy who was too crazy even for the Trump White House. Like the Navy SEALs and, you know, like Delta Force and the Green Berets, special operations of the U.S. military now have to report to him in a thing they decided to change right after the election. Also, they're shredding the surveillance planes that we use to do overflights over Russia to inform our European allies what Russia's doing in terms of its military operations and nuclear stuff. They're liquidating the planes.